It's like a magnet here in Askeaton in County Limerick on this beautiful Friday afternoon. And look who I met, the brilliant, the great, the genius, Jerry O'Donovan, along with the master himself, Billy Maguire, and all of these great people.
Christopher Columbus's agent.
Well, you look like him, and you're very young looking. But we know, Jerry, that there's a very important game coming up, and we want to link it to this. What is this about?
So next Sunday with Cork and Limerick we'll be playing in the All-Ireland final.
22nd of August.
And when the players go up to receive their medals, they won't know this, and they should know this.
Very important.
That what they'll be receiving is
A corporate medal. You see it?
Okay.
Yes.
That's nothing to do with the GAA, and it's not an All-Ireland medal. It's a corporation that the GAA turned the GAA into a corporation.
Yes.
And without which the GAA is owned and founded by the Irish Republican Brotherhood.
Correct.
That's the sovereign medal. Look, there's the seal, and that's what's on it. They took that off because they don't have a license or anything. You have to have a license to trade in the sovereign republic there, and they put on the symbol of the serpent. Oh. And they said that no, that won't affect it. That'll be nothing. Look what's happened since they put up that medal. Look at the way the country's gone. Everything. That's the symbol of the serpent, and I think there's a scandal that those misfortunate players who train so hard and those young people and given us probably the GAA hurling, I think, is probably the finest game in the world.
Yes.
The speed and everything else. Amateur status.
Yes.
And to do that to them, I think is an absolute scandal. And I think it's time people stood up. Now, we offered Limerick, when they won it the last time, a set of medals. I have a set of medals, of the old medals,
yes,
to present them to Limerick, and they refused them.
Oh.
Tipperary, when they won it, we offered them, they took it, and there were 600 people that night at the event down in Tipperary.
But what, can I ask you, Billy, and I'm opening this up to Willie and the guests here, and Anthony and Jerry, but why is this going on? I mean, I have to ask this because the viewers are going to be asking.
And they don't want you to know that.
But why?
That's up to you. You'll have to ask them that. I can only tell you. That's look, and it has to have the sovereign seal look.
Yes.
An era underneath it.
Yeah.
Legal. All your license, your passport, and everything else has to have that on it to make it. So that it's the free state, and it's gone to that stage now. It's Britain controlling this country, and it has to be. It has to, as long as the people know it, that you know what's happening. But people don't know it. Those players who train so hard and put so much into it.
They do, men and women.
They think they're getting an All-Ireland medal.
Yes.
And that's what they're looking forward to. Everything.
Yes.
They're not. They're getting a corporation medal. That's GA is a corporation now.
There's going to be a lot of feedback on this.
What symbol did you say?
The serpent. You see the tail of the serpent? Can you see it?
Yeah, I can see it now.
But to put the serpent up in that and give it to those young people.
Has the GAA had they been confronted about that?
I have confronted them when they did it.
Yeah, and what's the response?
They don't want to know. And don't say anything to anybody, you know. But it's the people we look after. That's what we do. I try to give the facts and tell the truth. But the Sam Maguire and the Lee McCarthy and that medal are Irish Republican Brotherhood. And you were talking about Cork. Well, John Francis Maguire was one of my ancestors. He sent his people up to Perlis in the founding of the GAA. And that's it. But it's just giving you the knowledge and information. And I think it's time. We have a great country.
No.
But I think that's scandalous. That's corruption.
Well, let's get this out there to the public domain and let people start talking about this. This is a scandal.
That's fraud. And nothing but fraud. And that shouldn't be tolerated here.
Well, you want to be careful now because you see, Billy, you're on sacred ground. You could be hung for this.
But I won't allow that.
Are you usually the way to the weekend? Saturday is the day.
Is that the day? All right. But lovely to be here with my very good friend Willie Sheehan, Anthony Sheehan, Gerald O'Donovan. Lovely people. Are you all from Cork? I tell you, my premonition of Cork holding up the cup, I'll be killed for this, is definitely coming true. Definitely coming true.
I hope not this year anyhow.
Sorry, William.
I hope it won't be this year.
All right, William. Okay, all right.
No, but I mean, it's a wonderful. It was the backbone of the GAA. They had
Yes.
in every little town and village in Ireland, they had a club. And that
Yes.
was the foundation of our sovereignty and our war of independence and everything else that we got. They were the ones who kept it alive. And that's what's so important.
Okay.
And to do that, I think is a scandal.
Well, that's it from the sacred ground here of the Franciscan Abbey, and lovely to meet all of these great people. And I know that there is a very important visit being arranged for Lochgar. I can't wait with the connections that I've learned from Jerry, from Billy, and we're all going to have a great time there. Hopefully there'll be a pot of coffee there for me as well. You know. Thank you. Go to Mila Market, August Lawn.